play the Can You Hide game if it appears on your phone. It doesn't exist on Google Play or the App Store. It's not mentioned on any public websites. And it doesn't matter whether you're a good or a bad person. It indiscriminately chooses targets. You cannot avoid the game, and no matter what you may think, you certainly cannot hide. You may, one day, hear a reverberating ding from your phone, the tolling bell of death from the depths of hell. An incongruous window follows. Can you hide? Yes or no? When the window first appeared on my phone screen, I was stunned. I always presumed smartphones to be safer from the threat of viruses than computers. Especially a brand new iPhone. Isn't Apple supposed to be superior to Microsoft when it comes to security? Nice try, I muttered. I'm not falling for that scam. Still, I didn't want to make a rash decision and infect my phone with something nasty. I wasn't sure how to safely close the window, so I decided to do some research. I'm not exactly computer savvy, but I didn't trust either yes or no. I thought it safest to select nothing at all. There was nothing about the Can You Hide pop-up online. I didn't even realise it was a game until a Reddit user, who I won't name, pointed me in the direction of a Discord server for unearthly discussion. There was an entire category dedicated to the bizarre new game that had been appearing on people's phones. Clicking yes commences a hide-and-seek game of unknown origin. I scrolled through the many Discord messages. User 1. Does anyone know how to help me? Nobody seems to know anything about this game. My friend played it non-stop for a week and then he went missing. That was 2 weeks ago. And there have been daily search parties. He said it wasn't really a game. He said he saw a face outside of his window. User 2. You have to select no. User 3. I destroyed my phone after reading these messages. I haven't seen or heard anything unusual. User 4. I selected no, but keep hearing creaks, and it's not in my head. User 5. Just leave the pop-up window open, guys. You don't have to select anything. User 6. What, for the rest of my life? What if something accidentally knocks it? User 3. Destroy your phone. Like I said, it worked for me. User 5. Until it pops up on your next phone. User 6. What if I just turn off my phone? That seems a little less final. User 3. Your funeral. The more I read, the more anxious I felt. I expected the pop-up window to be a virus, but everybody was telling ghost stories. Stop being a superstitious baby, I told myself. That guy's disappearance had nothing to do with the game he was playing. After a weekend of crippling contemplation, I opted for User 5's idea to turn off my phone. In fact, I took it a step farther and reset my phone to its factory settings. Case closed. On Monday afternoon, I met my friends, Corey and Tanya, in a local park. I planned to tell them about my experience, but they beat me to the punch. Why didn't you pick up your phone this weekend, Lee? Corey asked. We were worried about you, man. We wanted to hang out on Sunday. I didn't fancy third wheeling. Besides, some of us have to wake up early for work on Mondays, I replied. Hey, I work, Corey protested. From a bathrobe in your bedroom, Tanya smirked. You're both just envious that I can scroll through Reddit and play games away from the watchful eye of my employer, Corey said. Speaking of which, Lee, have you played Can You Hide? My heart plummeted. I felt as if Corey's words were cinder blocks, weighing my body into the dirt. He's obsessed, Tanya sighed. He's been playing it every day for about a week. It just pops up on my phone, so I thought, why not? Corey laughed. Tanya keeps saying it must be a virus, but it's legit. Imagine hide and seek in augmented reality. Corey thrust his phone onto the wooden picnic table. The screen displayed a game window which revealed a map of our surrounding area. A small green marker indicated Corey's location in the park, and a red marker was moving along nearby roads. Once a day, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, I have to hide. The game tracks my location in the real world, so I try to keep moving. That's why I wanted to delay coming to the park, but it's fine. The creeker won't find me here. Besides, it's 10 to 4. I've nearly made it, Corey said. What is the red marker? I asked. The boogeyman. Corey laughed, and Tanya thumped him on the arm. You know that kind of talk freaks Lee out, Tanya scolded. Corey shrugged, and the pair of them became absorbed in a different topic of conversation. Oh, come on, you're fine. They were tucking into their sandwiches and talking between mouthfuls, but I wasn't eating. I wouldn't take my eyes off Corey's phone. The red marker was circling the park, slowly pursuing him. I kept thinking about the Discord users who spoke so solemnly of the deadly game. The marker entered the park. Corey was wrong. It had found him. I prepared for something dreadful to happen. And that's a wrap, Corey said, scooping up his phone. 4 o'clock. Yet again, I bested the game. Actually, it was a close call this time. Sheesh! The marker is only 100 yards away. On the game's map, the park was a featureless patch of land. I could see Corey's green marker, scarcely visible against the grass, and the red marker had stopped northeast of our location. The victory box read, "You avoided the creeker by 121 yards. Well done. You can hide." Oh, he's so upset. Tanya groaned, mumbling about Corey's game addiction, and the two of them resumed their conversation. Oh, come on. I wanted to dive back into reality, ridding my brain of the silly game, but a sound startled me. A creak. My eyes shot up from the table. Neither Tanya nor Corey seemed to notice the eerie noise. Such an intimate sound, so near to my ears. Yet my eyes were drawn to a lonesome tree, a little over 100 yards away. My skin tightened. Peering around the bark was a frightful face, and it was eyeing us. Someone or something no taller than a toddler. Its face was covered with a peach-coloured rubber mask, almost the tone of human flesh, but not quite. Bulbous eyes surveyed us, and a sickly sweet smile seared my very soul. With a second resounding creak, the nightmarish face snapped behind the bark, disappearing from view. "Earth to Lee," Tanya said, giggling. "You look like you've seen a ghost." "Somebody's actually seeking you, Corey," I whispered, pointing a quaking finger at the not-so-distant tree. You shouldn't play that game anymore." Listen, I take your mental health problems seriously, buddy. But your phasmophobia really kills my buzz sometimes, Corey sighed. "There's no boogeyman following me. The creaker isn't real. It's a game." I admit that I have a proclivity for trembling at everyday sights and sounds. In my mind, there's always a ghost or a ghoul around the corner. Ever since my parents died, I've been that way. However, I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that I hadn't imagined what I saw behind the tree. Unfortunately, my phasmophobia Fear of ghosts and the supernatural gives people a reason to dismiss my anxiety. They view me as someone who simply jumps at shadows. My housemates at university once ignored my insistence that we were being burgled, and when they realised their laptops were gone, the thief had already fled. Corey and Tanya told me to go home and take it easy. The following day, the two of them persistently pinged me on WhatsApp. Transfixed by terrible thoughts, the workday passed in a blur. I was starting to believe that I'd become unwell. Have I suffered a psychotic break? I wondered. Around 6:30 in the evening, on my drive home from work, Tanya called me. I answered via my car's dashboard. "I'm driving right now, Tanya," I said. "What's—" I trailed off when I heard my friend bawling on the other end of the phone.
"It's in the house,"
she sharply whispered.
The game just started. It's later than usual."
"Slow down," I replied. What's happening?"
"The game started at 6.
Tanya tearfully explained in a fragile whisper.
"You were right, Lee. Someone's really seeking us. We saw a horrible face at the window, and then we heard sounds in the house. We're hiding in the attic. Corey's pulled the door up, so we don't..."
"Have you called the police?" I interjected, heart pounding.
"They're on the way,"
Tanya panted.
15 minutes. If we... What? It's Lee. No, I feel safer with someone on the other end of the... Okay. Corey wants me to hang up. He wants us to be quiet."
"Tanya," I shakily replied. Just make sure."
"No."
Tanya whimpered. I heard it too. A creak in the attic. It sounded so clear and, once again, so near. So nightmarishly near that I snapped my neck around to ensure I wouldn't find the rubber-faced anomaly in the back seat of my car. Nothing there. At that point, I turned the car around and diverted to Corey's house. It was an 8-minute journey. I'd barely arrive any quicker than the police.
"How did it get in here?"
Tanya whispered.
"I didn't even see the attic door open." "He's not an it,"
Corey scoffed, though he spoke with an uncertain voice.
"He's just a child, and he needs to leave our house before..." "Oh, what is that?"
Tanya wailed.
"Please,"
Corey began. The screams of my two friends were piercing. I was so hyper-focused on reaching the house that I didn't hang up the call. It was only as I tore onto Corey's driveway, mere minutes before the police, that I realised I'd spent the 8-minute drive listening to the sounds of squelching, snapping, and, most hauntingly of all, creaking. I barged into the front door, effortlessly breaking the flimsy latch, and I ran up to the attic. The door was closed and I quickly tugged the cord, sending the ladder shooting towards me. I expected to find a sickening scene of mutilation, but the loft space was empty. Corey and Tanya were gone. The police had questions for me, of course, but my alibi was airtight. The 999 call was made before I even left the office, and traffic camera footage corroborated my story. I was on the road whilst the intruder terrorised Corey and Tanya. Missing persons. That's the official verdict. Of course, this is no earthly case. As one of the Discord users mentioned, the police won't find the victims of this game. I don't understand what the creaker wants. I don't know where the missing people go. All I know is that resetting my phone wasn't enough. On my drive home, after a long night of tears and police questioning, I caught a glimpse of a peach-coloured mask peeking around a postbox. And then, as if to confirm the significance of that haunting sighting, there was a notification on my phone. That unmistakable ding. A message displayed on my car dashboard. Can you hide? Yes or no? Oh, I moaned in horror, and that was what damned me. My car's voice recognition registered my terrified vocal reaction as an answer. You selected no. That's better than yes, right? I've chosen the safer of the two options. That's what I keep telling myself. Many of the Discord users suggested no, after all. Then again, I still remember what one user said. I selected no, but I keep hearing creaks. I haven't heard anything, but Corey didn't hear the creak when he was playing the game. Maybe, like him, I've just been missing it.